I started my company in 24. What we build is there's no more need for somebody to go and collect data, synthesize and all that stuff. You just basically connect all the tools and agents are doing anything. Human needs to just say, yep, okay.
How easy it is to build something like?
There was a kid, he was in high school, he vibe coded a fitness app. That app reached $10 million in ARR within the first year.
Company is built by AI. So CEO is also AI. Everyone is AI. So they have a product which is working.
A company will always need somebody to blame. You can't blame AI because it's a machine. So you need a human for that.
Today, I was connecting Claude with Figma. I told Claude, make me Figma designs for signing with the app because my designer said it's going to take me 2 weeks. So Claude did that in 1 hour. But 1 hour is also, a lot for me. We get started. Thanks, Jan, to be in my show again.
Sure.
We did an awesome podcast last time. It has millions of views. Just kidding.
So not that popular.
So like you changed the name of your company. Yes. I also changed the name of my channel. So it's called Decode with Manish now.
Okay.
Whenever I, do a podcast with a founder, it's called Decode. Whenever I talk about spirituality, travel, it's called mindfulness.
Oh, okay.
So welcome to Decode. So we're going to talk about everything about startup, your startup, what do you think about, startup world. We are right now in SF, the hub of startup world. A lot of, Silicon Valley is maybe thousands of startups are, became unicorn over here.
Yes.
They also become zero over here and things like that.
Yep.
So it's a good place to be. But before we jump into those discussion about startups and your company, again, want to, tell the audience about you because, maybe some people don't know about you. So from your words, little bit about yourself, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Where you came from and where you are right now and how we met.
Where I come from. So I'm going to start from the beginning. I was born in Ukraine, which technically was Soviet Union at the time. I grew up in Israel. I lived in Canada for 6.5 years. Then I moved to New York. I was homeless in New York. That's a story for another day, I guess, if you want to dive into it. Then from there, I built my design career. And I worked at agencies for about a decade. Going from just regular tiny little designer designing little buttons all the way to chief design officer and art director, running a team of like 15 plus creatives, working with Deloitte, Volkswagen, Microsoft, BlackBerry, all the big names you can think of. I started my company in 24 back in New York. And the part of coming to San Francisco didn't mature or come to fruition probably to early or mid last year, give or take, I would say early last year. So I was building, we had no intentions of moving. I had no intentions of moving to San Francisco. But there were several factors that came into play. When I started my company, we didn't build or ship anything until basically end of 24, early 25. And we shipped an MVP, which is like the bare bones of what we were trying to build. When we started onboarding customers and users, we had 11 companies on our platform. One of my advisors said, I think you should start cold outreach for fundraising just to see how people respond to it. Do they understand what you're building? Do they understand the space? Is the messaging landing? And so I did that. And when I was doing that, I noticed some interesting difference between the investors that I spoke with that came from New York and investors that I spoke with that came from San Francisco. Investors in New York at least to me at the time, felt very transactional. Things like, what's your traction? But the big thing that we're asking, what's your exit strategy? How do you think you're going to exit? Are you going to do IPO or are you going to probably get fired?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like,
I don't know.
I just started out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Right. But I felt like I had to have the answer when I was talking to some of these investors because it was almost expected to have some sort of answer of, oh yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to get acquired by this company, or here's, these companies that probably going to be a good candidate for acquiring somebody like me or our company. But when I was talking to investors from San Francisco, the conversations were very different. the conversations were, yes, some of them will ask me about traction, right? And when they say traction, right, between New York and San Francisco, in New York, traction essentially meant you have a product out, they have users or customers, you have paying customers, and how many, right? And what's your daily active user metrics, right? Or weekly or whatever. When it came to a traction conversation with investors in San Francisco, it was more about how many iterations have you done in the last month? How many features you shipped in the last month, right? How many GitHub commits do you have, right? Like they want to see that you're building.
Keep on
fast.
building. Yeah.
Right. Iterating, building, shipping, iterating, building, shipping, like really, really quickly. Not necessarily just about how many users you have or how many active users you have, how many paying customers you have. Someone will ask this question as well, but none of them, and I shit you not, none of them asked me, what's my exit strategy?
So they are basically what you are saying is the investors here in SF, they are mostly into your product building capabilities. Right?
Not only, they're very much into vision, because a lot of them ask me, instead of what's my exit strategy, they ask me, what is your taking over the world vision looks like? It's not about what you're building today, but I want to know, where do you see this going in the next 10 years? Are you seeing yourself being the next multi-billion-dollar company, or are you seeing yourself as a company that creates a lifestyle for yourself? Meaning you build something, you make a few $1,000,000 a year, your golden, comfortable life, that's it. And that way they're kind of evaluating how big your vision is, how potential it is, and are you a fundable founder that has a desire and hunger to build something massive, rather than just, I built a sustainable business that makes me a few $1,000,000 a year.
Okay.
Now, that paired with the fact that I was running out of money, because I was building my company. I had a few angel investors. A lot of it came from my own pocket. So basically my savings were going
invested into the company. Yeah.
Right. And so I was running out of that money. And we had to make a decision, right? Because we have a house, mortgage, payments, car payments, whatever.
Sold that house.
We sold the house. Yes.
I think maybe let's start the journey of how easy or difficult it is to build something. And then we can move into your startup. That transition looks good to me. So we met in the year around 2019, 2020, when I met you in the startup called Hyper, right?
Yeah.
Everything was built in-house. We had some contractors here and there, but mostly every coding, software development was happening. Sales, marketing, everything was done by one person. Right.
Big team.
Now, the era of ChatGPT and, AI, Claude, Codex, everything is there. How easy it is to build something right now?
It depends where you're building. So I actually have these conversations quite often with people. I interact with a lot of other founders. I actually advise and coach some founders on some other topics. But the one thing that a lot of founders oftentimes don't realize is certain things are easy to build. Certain things are more complicated to build. And the complexity did not go away just because we have AI. And a good example of that is there was a kid from Long Island that when we were still there, when he was in high school, he basically vibe coded with a few of his buddies an app, a fitness app, that essentially took a picture of your food and automatically calculated all the macros.
Okay.
Right. And that was it. That was the whole app. But that app reached $10 million in ARR within the first year, which is insane. And they got acquired by MyFitnessPal this year. Now, that is not something complicated. That is literally anyone can go and build right now, and it's going to take them maybe like a few weeks.
There's a company called Emergent. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
I built an app yesterday in 1 hour using that app.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a fitness app itself.
Right.
So it was an idea which was there in my mind for 5 years ago, and now I built it. using.
Listen, my wife wanted to learn a new language. She decided to go on Amazon to find a book for that. And by the time she was done looking for a book, I vibe coded an app in Gemini for her and just gave her the app. It took me literally 40 minutes to build a learning app that walks you through the language, the alphabet, then you have to repeat it, then I have to do like verbiage.
Something like Duolingo.
Yeah, it's like not as complex or big, but something simple that can concentrate on one language and walk you through it, and you're learning it quickly. It took me 40 minutes, right? Now, here's the complicated part. The complicated part is not about vibe coding it, is now I had to deploy it on Google Cloud. I had to introduce authentication. I had to introduce database. I had to introduce passkeys. Like there's a lot of parts that you can't really vibe code them, and you have to understand them, because if you don't, then you can't really ship a product, right?
So some parts are automated. Like,
yes.
Like I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you know better. So the business logic can be automated, but all the operation work, networking work still needs some human insight.
Oh yeah, backend, cybersecurity, authentication,
Scaling.
Yeah, all of that. I don't think there's a tool for vibe coding this thing. Like, so as an example of that kid, right, that vibe coded something within, I think, couple of, or like a month and a half or two, and then deployed it and made millions.
Yeah.
Right. And then got acquired. That's a great example of something that, I see a lot of these examples today of people just, there's a few TikTok videos that I saw of people saying, go to, Google, go search and find what are the trending applications today on App Store, and look at what's their revenue, right? And you can see that there's a lot of tools that will show you what's the revenue of these apps. And you can build something in that category because you already know this category is fundable or making money, right? You can build something super fast, super simple, launch on the App Store, and charge, I don't know, half the price of the competition.
Exactly. So the idea, what you are saying is, go to App Store, look at all the companies that are making money.
Yeah.
In ascending order, then there will be some third-party apps which will tell you that data.
Yeah.
Look at the most money-making apps.
Yeah.
And build something similar. Maybe they have competition, maybe they don't. But if you still charge even half the price and do exactly similar, people will come to you.
Probably. Yeah. Right. But when it comes to something like our product, for instance, that has incredibly massive complex systems, right? You can't vibe code it. Like we're running on Cursor as a team.
Yeah. So let's talk about your idea. So what we talked about was application ideas, right?
Yeah.
So building something like Duolingo, building MyFitnessPal.
Sure.
Those are, some application idea which you download on your phone and start using it. Then those are mostly B2C ideas. But coming to your idea, which is a company called Cepien, right? Sapien.ai. It's mostly B2B idea. So business is going to buy your product, right? It's not like everyone who is walking on the road or is a consumer going to buy. Like big.
I mean, they can try.
They can try. But the value will be created by Bank of America.
Yeah.
They're going to use it, right? Doing vibe coding for that, you can do some parts of it. Maybe you can make the front end with Codex or something, but having, integration with, I know you integrate with Slack and other tools, that's going to take more effort, right?
Yes. So that's what I'm saying, right? It depends on what you're vibe coding. Like we use Cursor heavily, and I can say that we see suddenly going from, 2-week sprints to 2 days. No, that's whoever says that you can build this massive, incredible thing in like 30 days is just bullshit. Just flat out bullshit. But the point is that my front end engineer, right, went from, shipping an internal screen within like a week to 3 days. So I can say that one of my co-founders who's responsible for our front end, basically now, whatever component want to add to the platform, it takes hours versus days, right? The part that takes a long time, it's not the building, it's post-building testing, finding bugs and fixing them, because AI sometimes can be dumb and create its own bugs.
Right. You can't 100% rely on the AI.
Yeah. Like there's a video that I was about to post on TikTok, but I ended up not to. We had a moment, I think a couple of weeks ago, we do our weekly kind of like team meetings on Mondays, and we're sitting on a team meeting, we're looking at something on the platform, and suddenly Rob, one of my co-founders, he's like, who built this thing? Because there was like a one feature we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, and it's there. It was like there in the product. And he's like, hold on a second. I didn't build this thing. Who built this thing? Did you build this thing? We have another engineer, another co-founder. Did you build this thing? And she's like, no. But then 15 minutes of this back and forth of like, who the hell built this thing and shipped it into the product, into production? We realized that my CTO basically gave a command to Cursor at some point and allowed it to some autonomy. And so the Cursor basically, through Claude code, built this thing, tested it, deployed it, and put it on production. Automatically, right? Now, that was a moment of a little freak out, because what if it does something and puts it in a production that we don't want to be on production?
Yeah.
Right? So we had to kind of regroup and refigure out, how do we work with the tool that it doesn't do something we don't want it to do, right? But at the same time, yes, certain portions of the development can be kind of automated. But again, with that automation comes a lot of code debt.
Yeah.
And a lot of bugs that if a human engineer would have coded that, somebody with experience, they probably would have cut these things along the way.
Right.
Before it went to production.
Right. I think we are living in an era where we are using a lot of, AI for coding and everything.
Yep.
But 6 months down the line, I feel like, these AI will be self-learning and they will be doing everything autonomous without any human intervention. They will be self-coding, self-developing, model will be developed by themselves. They will be correcting themselves, things like that.
To a degree. And I'll tell you why. So, I forgot her name, but she's a senior designer on Claude Code. And she was on the podcast. She was on Lenny's podcast, I think a couple of weeks back. And she said something interesting, but I'm totally agree with. She said, Lenny asked her, do you see a future where there's no human involvement whatsoever? And she said, I don't. And then she basically said, it's not about like, people have to have a job and have to, do things. She basically said, a company will always need somebody to blame. You can't blame AI because it's a machine. So you need a human for that.
Yeah.
So that's why there's always going to be a human in the loop.
In the loop.
Where the human will say, yes, ship this, or don't ship this. And if something gets screwed up, that human gets blamed for allowing AI to ship something.
Yeah, you can blame within the company. So right now, I will just tell you the working, right? So you can blame within the company, or company can also sue other companies, like
Sure.
between companies.
Yeah.
So if, let's take an example, if a company is built by AI, so CEO is also AI, CMO, C2, everyone is AI, right? In that scenario.
I think the utopia that Y Combinator is trying to preach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have a product which is working, right?
Yeah.
And every single person is an AI agent.
Sure.
Right? I think there's a lot of like companies out there that is working on that. Like there's a person, but you can create a lot of AI agents and they're working. They're talking to each other. They do stand-ups.
Yeah.
They do Jira boards. Everything is done by AI agents. Now, if anything is done bad by that product, anyone can sue them, right? And then the case will go into the court, and if they are, they win, some money will be given by this company to them, right? Mm-hmm. That can all be automated. I feel like,
I mean, like you just described, what's that cartoon? WALL-E?
Maybe.
Where humans, all they do is just, eat, drink, and watch shows and TV. And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I feel like, the future of humans would be more operational, owning restaurants, cafes, like Uber delivery, DoorDash delivery, transportation, Uber driving, less of technical work.
I don't think Uber driving is going to be, because Uber is rapidly trying to have, driverless cars. I think it's a question that I battled with internally myself with our product, right? Because I did a demo once to a product team, and the person on the call was like, so this is replacing all of my UX researchers, right? And at first I was like taking a bath. I'm like, well, not really, but I guess kind of, because a great example of that, I can't name the company name, but it's a big publicly traded company that I learned from somebody that used to work there, of how the insights of the company works in terms of going from raw data to insight and action, right? The entire process takes about 25 people, and it takes about a week to go from raw data to insights. So if you do the most basic math of what's the average salary of the employee of that company, what does that looks like per hour? A week, let's say it's 40 hours, even though we both know the tech world, people work 50, 60 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be modest and say 40 hours.
Yeah.
Right. That translates to $4 million a year. The expenditure of all these people. Now, our product does the exact same process, but in 10 minutes, you need only one person.
Okay.
So does that mean that all these 20 people no longer valuable or need to have any kind of function in the company? No. It just now means that all these 20 people now suddenly became incredibly more empowered.
They can do more tasks.
Yes. So we did studies to understand what would people do if they suddenly had more time.
Yeah.
And to our surprise, no one said, I'm going to go lay on the beach. Only 6% said that they will take a longer lunch. Now, at first, it sounds funny, or like, oh yeah, of course they're going to go be lazy and take a longer lunch. But if you look at the underlying studies of productivity, performance, employee happiness, that literally means that they don't eat in front of their computer. They go out of the office during lunchtime to get some sun, air, go for a walk, and they go and have leisurely lunch or dinner or whatever, right? That means that they're rejuvenating themselves. Their productivity increases because of their balance and their work-life balance satisfaction, if you will, right? Now, 47% of people in the study said that they will work on more strategic tasks. 27%, I think, said that they will work on the tasks they've been putting off for years now, and they finally will get to it because they'll have the time.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I feel like. I think with the AI, it's not gonna, like, people will become more productive. They will have more time to do other stuff, which they have been thinking for a long time.
Yes.
Like I work on Tinder. We have access to all the tools, right? What we are working on is, like, yesterday, like all the documentation is easily created by, Claude or ChatGPT. So we connected Claude with Jira, with, our PR system and, end-to-end delivery. So we wrote a PRD. It created Jira automatically, assigned to engineers. Engineer, they got the email. But literally what happened, engineer connected their Jira with Codex. And then, that Jira, basically but the acceptance criteria and description automatically started working through code.
Yeah.
The code was generated by PR. The PR was checked in, merged, and that's it. So everything was end to end without any human involved.
Let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
That somebody gave a prompt to Claude to do this thing.
Initially, yes. So for creation of PRD, yes, somebody gave a prompt. And then that was a PM, right, product manager. And then when it reached engineering, they also do a prompt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what we are doing is we are doing end to end where PM writes a PRD. But till PR, it's fine. But somebody has to code review and all of that.
Right. Yeah.
Code review, we can't rely right now on AI, but
and I wouldn't either.
yeah, so somebody will check the boards and bugs and everything, and
Right.
then the merging happens.
Yeah.
But till that is automated.
Yes. So similarly with our product, right? But we take it a step farther than that, right? So somebody in your organization or many other out there, right? There is always going to be a process where somebody collects the data, somebody analyzes data, somebody is looking at the data. Somebody might be like talking to co-pilots within different platforms to maybe like collect data faster or try to find signals faster.
Yeah.
Right. But it's still prompting back and forth.
Yeah.
Right. Then they find some nuggets and then they give it to, let's say, Claude or Chat PRD, right? The automated PRD generating platform. Give it to Chat PRD saying, here's all the nuggets I found, write a PRD for that. Creates a PRD, then you give it to, let's say, Claude and whatever, and you have the Jira ticket and whatnot, right? What we build is, there's no more need for somebody to go and collect data, synthesize it, and all that stuff. You just basically connect all the tools, and our platform does all the synthesis for you. And then our platform will give it to Claude. And our platform will generate the PRD and give it to Claude. So there's no human that needs to give a prompt to create a PRD.
Got it.
So it'll create a PRD, give it to Claude. Claude will go give it to Jira, let's say, right? Or vice versa. We have agents that can create Jira tickets as well, create a Jira ticket. And at the same time, it can go to Claude. Like we're in our ecosystem of our platform, the only place where humans are involved is connecting the tools. And then when agents are doing anything, the human needs to just say, yep, okay. And the agents will execute, right?
Got it. So this is your company, Sapien.ai.
Yeah.
So what you are explaining is everything end to end, basically analyzing the data.
Mm-hmm.
So for analyzing the data, you connect with all the data tools like Databricks,
It doesn't have to be data tools.
Anything like Slack or,
So our product or our platform is, we like to call it almost like a unified brain of the company. But the first layer that we worked on and shipped is the product intelligence, which is, in a nutshell, integrates with your working tool stacks. So Databricks or Snowflake or whatnot, these are data repositories. This is where data can just be at rest living, right? But your live data from your Pendo and Mixpanel, Google Analytics, Notion or Confluence, Jira, Slack, Intercom or Zendesk, Claude or whatever, all of these places, it's a data that's constantly moving, right? So that's what we are integrating with, because we're ingesting this live data. We can integrate with Databricks and Snowflake. That's not a problem.
But you can also integrate with all these tools.
Yes. So we essentially ingest live data, and our platform, I like to call it a living organism because it's constantly updating itself.
And so basically, I'm just imagining, I will, we can do a demo quick, but I'm just imagining there's an engine in the middle, and you have all these tools taking, sending the data to your engine, right? And then this engine analyzes all this data and send the output to Claude, and then Claude will do, creation of PRD, connects to Jira, assign PR is merged. That is one workflow, right? Other workflow can be no PRD, just creation of Jira bugs, and, people will look into that. Whatever you want, you will get it with Claude. You can connect Claude with whatever tools you want.
Yeah, we're literally shipping tonight a bidirectional connection to Claude.
So Claude will also send data to you. You can
Yeah.
also send it to
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to be in bi-directional communication with platforms like Claude Code or Claude Design or whatnot. So essentially, we have customer. Well, not a customer yet. We're talking about it. The company that we spoke with recently they're like, our entire data, everything lives in Claude. Like everything that flows through the company goes to Claude. And I was talking to head of product and asked them, okay, so how do you find anything useful for your users?
Had a product of which company?
Yeah.
Which company?
I don't want to name the company.
Okay.
And so up until we sign papers, I don't want to name the company. And so we're meeting in Monday. And so I asked them, like, how do you find the nuggets of what is happening with your users and why? And he's like, well, my team basically brings everything into Claude. And I go in almost every day and I prompt it for, stuff. I'm like, okay, how long does it take you on a daily basis to prompt Claude? Just an average. He's like, not a lot, maybe like a few hours. So about 2 hours per day you're spending in Claude. It's 10 hours a week. Assuming he's not working weekends.
Yeah.
Right? It's 10 hours a week. I was and then I opened up my laptop and I showed him what our platform does. He's like, hold on a second. So if I have your platform, I don't have to go to Claude and prompt it. I'm like, yes.
What prompts he was entering? Like, give me data.
The things like, what's our monthly churn? Or where we have some usability pitfalls.
Let me give you one example. So currently at Tinder, we are having an issue, right? I went to Claude for asking the data. The data was a problem. Data was, account takeovers.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody getting into your account, which is problem everywhere, right? So there's some signals, to detect whether you have account takeover. So we don't have defined signals. So what I did was, I went to Claude. I told them, tell me from last 6 months, anyone from iOS logged in from a different location and suddenly the device change or IP change or phone number change or email address change.
Okay.
Give me all the devices.
Okay.
And then I did mix and match. 2 things change, 3 things change, 1 thing change. Give me all the users with P99, all of that. That took me a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
With your tool, how it will help me?
In my tool, well, not our tool, I'm not the only one there, but with our platform, if you would go in and set that your product goal is avoiding account takeovers, as an example, then our AI will be looking for these signals automatically. And then you'll get a list of user issues, right, already tagged. And some of the issues can be tagged with a security breach. And you can see them. And you can click on it, and it will show you related insights to it. It'll show you, here, that's the issue, security breach. Here's why this is happening. And in the case of our product, here's why it's happening, and here's what you should do about it. And it will also calculate what will be the impact of that recommendation to your business goals, product goals, usability goals, environmental goals if you have them, and what will be the impact to your entire user population.
Who will define those rules? Is it AI defining or a human is defining?
Defining what?
Like this example, account takeover. Like, for example, if something changed, right? So IP address change, device change. Is it like AI is like looking at online sources itself, or a human is?
No, it digs through your data. Our AI our platform runs on 3 models: OpenAI, Gemini, and our own model.
Okay.
So our own model is trained to be very specific type of LLM.
Okay.
That it does not care for the outside world. It only cares about your unique data and your business, your product, and your user.
Okay.
That's it. And so it runs with set guidelines. Those guidelines are set by you.
Okay.
Those guidelines are, here's the list of my product goals.
Okay.
Here's the list of my business goals. Usability goals you don't set up. Usability goals are automatically being ingested from your persona or ICP documents by our AI system, deconstructed, and our AI understands the intricacies and needs of your user. So when you connect all your data into our platform, the more the better, is that's how our system learns over time.
Yeah.
Our AI will automatically and immediately will build out an entire ontology of relationship of all of your data that comes from product, design, research, sales, marketing, business, knowledge, engineering, and so forth, and understand what is the relationship of your user to your product, to your business needs, to your engineering problems, and so forth.
Got it. No, I think that sounds wonderful. It's a very innovative idea. I think it's a step further before people go to Claude. So basically, you are reducing the time people spend on all these AI tools.
It's not only the time; it's also the problems that people are having with prompts today.
Prompts, yeah.
Like our product is promptless. You're not prompting anything. You can talk to your data. We do have a chatbot internally that you can have conversations with your data.
Got it. Okay. Do you also feel like, one of the use case that you described, we use Databricks. There's a AI for Databricks also. It's called Gemini.
Everyone has their own copilots today. It's fine.
Yeah. And then we have Glean.
Sure.
So we just query database in simple language instead of, before it was like SQL combining tables and all of that.
Yeah.
It gives me data, what I'm looking for, like account takeovers, whatever I describe, it gives me that data, right? And then I take that data, put that into, Claude, writes a PRD. But right now it's like, taking data here, putting that.
Yeah.
But once we have that channel connected, then do you think it can do the same thing as what your product is doing?
No, because none of these tools building ontologies.
I get it, because your product is automated.
Yes.
It's like detecting itself. What is the anomaly going on? What is the problem going on? That is something
it is fully autonomous.
I get it. Okay. Can you do a quick demo of your product? I want to see how it is if you have, something.
Sure.
Is it related to like we can prompt any use case, or is it like predefined?
There's no prompting, as I said. Our product is promptless. So I'm not going to go through the process of like setting up and stuff and whatnot, but
that is manual.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, that is also automated, like setting up connecting your apps.
That's the one part that you will be talking to our AI.
Okay, you want to connect with this app. Okay,
it will guide you through the process. It will ask you questions. You'll answer questions. It will suggest things. It will ask you to upload some documents. Like it will guide you through the process. But that's where you were kind of talk to, quote unquote. It's not prompting. It's just conversation. So you don't have to go and like prompt specifically.
Yeah.
It will tell you what to do, and you all have to do is just respond to it. That's it. Like very simply, you go. It will prompt you at some point. It will ask you at some point to connect or provide data. Yeah. You can either run integrations. Oh, look at that. We already have Anthropic, Claude. Or you can manually dump data. Like it's up to you completely, right? But once you do, it will take it probably like maybe 10 minutes until it starts ingesting everything and going through everything. Then once you have all the connections in, you can go and set up your agents. And agents are predetermined, and you can request if you want other agents. I don't know, let's say we activate Figma, Jira, Confluence, Notion, email, Slack, I don't know, right? Now, this little tick here will essentially allow the agent to run autonomously without your involvement.
Yeah.
Right? But for now, I recommend people leave it off, see how the agent operates, and if it works for you, then come back here and activate it.
So far, you have connected agents by toggling that, right?
Yep.
So I've connected Jira, I've connected Slack, I've connected all the data.
Yep.
So what is happening now is the data is coming to the platform. They have started coming already.
Yep.
Now the next part is insight. Like, that data will go to Claude or Gemini, and then it will give, insights, like, some vulnerability is happening or some severity issues are happening, and create PRD, Jira and all.
Yep.
that is how that is done. Can you show that as well?
So here, it's very simply, it's already done.
It's already created.
Yeah. So
now you can see what are
mobile app crashes when viewing long, blah, blah, something. You'll get an insight of why this is happening. You'll get a recommendation what you should do about it. You'll get which specific issues it also addresses apart from the main one of annoyance. It will show you what is your product goal impact, business goal impact, and usability impact here, which persona it's addressing this issue for. And then these are my agents. If I wanted to create a Jira ticket from here, I'm just, yay, I need a Jira ticket. Which workspace? Let's say this workspace. That's going to be the ticket. Perfect. Let's create a Jira ticket. And that's an agent. You don't have to prompt it. You don't have to ask it. Jira ticket created. The beautiful part about that is that our system now tracks this ticket throughout your entire Jira longevity. And it knows that you deployed it, shipped it, and then it will be looking in your data for signals of a response of your users to that specific thing you just shipped.
Wow.
And it will ingest it back, learn from it, recalibrate itself, and if there's another issue that came out from that, it'll create a new insight based on that.
That's innovative, man. That's something good.
Now, outside of that, it shows you which data source is coming from, what's the user population impact of that specific insight. You can assign it to people within your organization to be responsible for that specific thing. You can go and see user issues, and it will show you tagged user issues. It will show you the number of the issues, things like dissatisfaction, confusion, concern, annoyance, important user experience bug, feature request, trust, that's a security thing, joy, success, dissatisfaction, pain point, satisfaction, and the list goes on. We have an entire library of a multidimensional tagging structure of behavioral, emotional, technical.
Who defined these issues?
This is defined in the system, but we are launching with another. So we have 3 different tiers right now you can subscribe to. The middle and the highest tier, you'll be able to manage your entire library of tags.
So it comes out with the tags itself.
It has its own tags, but you can add to them your unique.
You can also configure.
Company specific, yes.
Okay, got it. Awesome, man. What are some of the competitors doing this?
There are a few companies that are trying to do something similar, but not fully. So most of the companies that are playing in our sandbox, if you will, on the market, are mostly concentrated on one piece of the puzzle. And that's what we call a VOC, or voice of the customer.
Okay.
So they will synthesize your user feedback. Some of them will take a little bit of your business context, but that's about it.
Okay.
Most companies do not do what we do. We have a provisional patent on our entire software, which we're applying for a full patent.
You already applied for the patent for the architecture, right?
We have a provisional patent for the entire software.
Entire software. Okay.
So this entire thing that you just saw, it has a provisional patent on it.
So nobody can copy it, but they can still use a different architecture, right? To make it.
Of course. Again, we have our unique secret sauce that I'm not going to share here.
Yeah.
Of how we do things.
How we do things, yeah.
How everything works underneath. Because that's what produces the quality and the valuable outcomes than anyone else. Because we're also scoring every insight and recommendation with confidence of how confident our AI that this thing is valuable.
And performance also matters, right?
Yeah.
How fast is your system? Because if it's very slow, like today I was connecting Claude with Figma. I told Claude, make me Figma designs for sign in with Apple. That's one feature because my designer said it's going to take me 2 weeks.
You should not have said that.
Claude, and maybe my designer will watch this video. So Claude did that in 1 hour, but 1 hour is also, big.
Right.
Like a lot for me. I thought maybe they're going to do it sooner. But image can be done easily, like in maybe a minute. But, going to Figma, connecting and developing that screens flows maybe takes more time.
Right. Yeah. Like the the way our system designed is to take away all of the work that typically is monotone, and a lot of people don't like it, right? Like we did a study with researchers, like UX researchers and then, data scientists, analysts and whatnot. And we ask a very simple question. Once you've done the research, what's your happy outcome? Is it going and digging through data and like looking through everything for days? Or is it, I just want the outcomes? And I think it was 48% or more said, I just want the outcomes. I don't want to spend the time digging through data, putting relationship between little pieces of nuggets, figuring out, is this piece of data is related to this piece of analytics? I don't want to do that. I done the research. I love that. I love talking to people. I love doing polls. I love running studies. Love that shit. But then I don't want to deal with the rest. I just want to know what was this.
What the outcome is.
That's it.
Yeah. That's what everyone cares about, right? So the CEO of the company doesn't like want to deal with the data. It does know what is wrong, even a product manager, right? So what is something which is going wrong and how to fix it.
Yep.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, that is all true. So I think this is one of the, innovative companies I've seen, and you are an inspiration, of course, because I know you for a long time and you are a hardworking guy. I want to ask you, like, who do you get inspired from? Like, you meet a lot of people. Who do you get inspiration from?
Jesus. I don't have any like specific outlook. I don't adore Elon Musk or Sam Altman or any of these kind of people. I mostly draw inspiration from people like Johnny Ive, Steve Jobs, of course. He was an asshole, so I've heard. Never met him, but he knew how to bring the best out of people and the best out of products.
How he used to do that?
He used to be an asshole to people and push them around. At least that's the stories in his biography, right? I think the inspiration for me, it's not about a very specific person or a specific company. An inspiration for me to do what I do is probably comes from humans themselves that I interact with on a regular basis that complain about things, that their lives would be better if it didn't have to be bogged down by things that they don't like to. Like prompting, surprisingly, is one of them. And there was research done recently, and I think Fortune magazine published that a couple of weeks ago, where the researchers tried to understand why deployment of AI is so high across Fortune 500 or 1000, but the adoption is so low. The adoption is like in, I think, 10% or 15%, something like that. And it boiled down to basically, there's a lot of numbers, a lot of things of why it happened, but the two main things that really stood out to me was, one, people were refusing adoption because they're afraid they're going to get replaced.
If they are afraid to get replaced, why they are refusing it? They should learn the skills, right?
Some people don't want to. And another really fascinating point was people hate prompting. Not because they don't like prompting or writing things.
Oh, that's the point when you picked up and you created this product.
Not necessarily, no. The product was promptless from the get-go. But that kind of reassured that
what you are building is good.
We're on the right path.
How did you come up with the idea?
I basically wanted to build something I needed 8 years ago. Like if I had this tool when I was at Hyper or the other startups I was a part of, dude, you kidding me? I could have done things that I couldn't have imagined to do.
Like, let's take the use case of Hyper, right? If this product exists during that time and Hyper was there, so it's going to connect to all the data tools that Hyper was using, everything. Hyper will ultimately get insights, things are not working. Like we used to see a lot of issues, right? App was crashing, like, user issues, even audit trail we shipped, things like that, right? So it's going to fix, like, assign Jira people and then PR and will be automated again.
Absolutely. Like all of that, what you used to do with Roman and whatnot, sitting whiteboarding, trying to review different issues, looking at things, writing PRDs, rewriting them, creating documents and Confluence and whatnot, you could have had all of that automatically. And all you had to do is basically go into a sprint grooming and just deciding which things to go live or not.
I feel like, this thing is creating Jira ticket. At least, like, my job is, half of my job is documentation and Jira ticket. It does so good automatically. Like, there's some bugs and all, which we have to review all of that. But everything, like, skeleton is already created. Mm-hmm. Like today, in 5 minutes, I created the PRD for Sign News Apple. That's right. I gave engineering. Okay, do your work.
Yeah.
And it basically thought about all the edge cases which I was not able to think about, right?
Yeah.
Like, Apple not going to approve this, so you have to look at that edge case and things like that. So, oh my God. So, yeah, like, creating something is very easy, but I think before creating, execution was a problem, I would say, before AI. Now execution, creating, coding is easier. Now the problem is, with all these AI apps coming up, getting customers, pitching your ideas, marketing. What do you think?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A lot of people that we talk to trying to compare us to Claude, which is hilarious because we're not a large language model company. We're not selling that.
Yeah.
Right. But, case in point, somebody on my behalf shared it with somebody else, and the response they got from a product team or somebody on the product team saying, "Oh, we already use Claude and ChatGPT, and it seems like all the AI companies or products doing the same thing," right? But again, it comes to a point up until they actually see the product, understand what it does, right? Just like I told you about this head of product I spoke with, he's like, "Well, we're doing the same thing in Claude." Well, yes and no, because you're still spending hours every single day prompting it to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Right? With our product, it doesn't. Like when I showed you that little checkbox that you can tick for autonomous execution, the little button that I showed you, I clicked for an agent to create a Jira ticket. If I would have ticked that button, that autonomous execution, I don't have to click these buttons anymore. Every single incident recommendation that's being created in the system will automatically create a Jira ticket in your backlog. That's it. No more, right? And so that's why we're doing what we're doing, is the fact that we're seeing that people are getting disappointed with AI magic. Because if you don't know how to properly prompt, and surprise, surprise, 90% of corporate workers, regardless, startup, big company, small company,
they don't know how to prompt.
They don't know how to prompt.
There's a different app, for prompt engineering.
I understand.
Yeah.
But you can't, people don't know that.
I know.
Right. People have the idea that the AI companies are selling them, which is, you go here, you write one sentence, and you have a beautiful app, live and ready.
Yeah.
But once you do that, you suddenly realize, oh shit, that's not the case.
Yeah.
I have to refine it, iterate on it, blah, blah. It didn't create it in the colors I wanted to create. The items are not the right ones. And like, you keep going with that for hours, sometimes days.
Cool, man. Awesome. So, I think we had great discussion. Maybe we can end the podcast here. What is the last, advice you want to give to somebody who want to start a startup or a company? Like, where to get started?
Find a problem.
How to find a problem? Just talk to people.
Every person finds problems differently, right?
Okay. If a person has found a problem, how to validate that problem exists? Because maybe that person who he talked to, that is a problem for them, not for others, right?
Yeah.
So how to validate that is a skill, like a big problem to solve.
Let's say that you found a problem with car mechanics, that they are struggling with booking, I don't know,
booking new reservation. Okay.
Battery replacements. Why? Because they're constantly busy at the garage fixing something, and the phone is ringing, and they don't have money for a receptionist. So you found one mechanic that complained to you while you're fixing your car. Then you get into your car and you go drive around another 10, 15 car mechanic shops, and you ask them simple question of, how do you intake calls today? And if majority say, well, whenever I get a moment and the phone rings, I answer, or I have an answering system, but I don't have a receptionist, then that's a problem that you can solve today actually easily.
With AI.
You can vibe code a voice AI with 11 labs and Claude code that will be a tiny little agent that will run in the background.
Yeah.
Will take calls for the car mechanics.
In the same voice as the whatever you want.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. I think
right. So it's not that complicated to find a problem. Like, I knew the problem because I lived it. Some founders, and it seems like Y Combinator actually likes to say that the best founders are the ones who lived the problem before they started building or solving it. So I lived that problem for years or before I started building this. But even with that, when I had a prototype in Figma, I still went out and spoke with a dozen of product and design leaders to understand if my problem that I felt is also their problem.
Awesome, man. So that's how you need to come out to the street, talk to people, validate your idea, keep on iterating. That's how you work on it. Yeah. Sounds good, man. No, this is awesome. A lot of insights I learned. Maybe we'll do another podcast after 6 months when your idea is much more and, you get a lot of customers and, funding and everything. So yeah, good luck with that. So thank you so much for your time and everything. Always nice chatting with you. Yeah.